Hey everybody, Jeff Yenser, CreativeMusicGenius.com. You know, Tesla was fascinated by the numbers 3, 6, and 9, so I thought I'd post them up here and just talk about harmony and how these numbers relate to harmony. So, 3, chords are based on thirds. Minor thirds or major thirds, right? Most chords, all the fundamental basic chords that we use all the time are based on thirds. Let's say with the fingers. Let's come over here to the piano. Take a look, right? What's a third, right? So if I am in the key of C major, okay, and I'm going to start on C. C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, right? I'm just counting 1, 2, 3. That's a third from C to E. That's a major third because I'm in a major scale, right? Now let's say I wanted to go to C minor, right? I go C, D, E flat, right? Right, that's 1, 2, 3 in the minor scale, okay? So that's a minor third. So we get two flavors of thirds, right? The major third, the minor third. Notice how they sound different, okay? That might be the most important feature is how they sound, okay? Right? So a major third is 2 whole steps, right? 2, right? 2 whole steps away. That's the distance, right? They call it an interval of a third, right? Now a minor third is a step and a half away, right? 1.5 steps, right? Away from the root C through D to E flat. That's your minor third. So what happens if we stack these things on top of each other? Let's say, for example, let's take one of each. Let's take a major third, C to E. Now let's add a minor third. That'll get us up to G, right? Right? Right, so that's a major third right there. And then a step and a half away is G. That gives us C major chord, right? Now, let's say we flip them around. Let's go with the minor third first, then the major third, right? So we got C and E flat, then a major third away, again, is G. We land on the same note above it, the 5th, but it's kind of confusing if you think about it like that, but it's a minor third and a major third stacked on top of each other. So you see how chords are built with thirds. Now, let's go back to this major, this G major. Now, what if I add another third? What if I just add one on top? A minor third first. That's going to land me there on that B flat. That's going to give me a C7 chord, right? Now, let me write this down so you can see how this is spelled, right? C7. Now, if I go a major third, add it on top, I'm going to get a C major 7. Okay, so let's look at it over here. There's my C7, regular, just a 7. Now if I add the big capital M and make that, see, right? That's 2 whole steps away from where I was. That's a C major 7. It has a different sound than regular plain C7, right? Now what if I did it again? I'd end up on the 9th, right? Those notes all make it C major 9, right? So now if I added a minor third on top of that, right, I get the flat 9, okay? Right, so you can mix and match the combination of these things to end up on different chords. Now if I, this is where I left off with, that's my 9 note, right? See, I've kind of went to 8 and started over, right? 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then if we go a minor third again, on top of that, we end up Okay, that's a C11, right? So we just keep adding thirds. We can go up to the 13th, right? But you see how this goes, right? Stack thirds, major, minor, you know, flip the order. You end up with different chords. If you look at your music when you're playing, if you learn where the thirds are and how the thirds relate, it just unlocks the entire fretboard of the guitar or the piano keyboard. And harmony, the fundamental of harmony, right? Now 6 stands for the 6 most commonly used modes today. Right now, I think Signal's Music Studio, I follow the guy there, Jake Lizzo, on Patreon and watch his YouTube clips, right? So there's actually 7 modes of major, right? But Phrygian, Locrian, can't even call it by the right name, seldom ever used, right? The other 6 are much more widely used, the 6 most common modes, right? So if you take your chords based on thirds and play around with the modes, right, you have all the fundamentals of some amazing harmony right there. And then 9, I've got 4 plus 5, right? Now 4ths and 5ths are some of the most harmonious intervals in music, right? So if I play a C and a G, which is the root and the 5th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how I got there? Sounds really good together. A huge part of the foundation of all chords in music, right? And very harmonious, part of the harmonic series, right? The root and the 5th, right? Power chords, right? Fundamental of harmony. Now, if I was to go to the 4, right, those also sound pretty good together. Not quite as harmonious, but still pretty darn harmonious, right? And then we can play them, the 4 and the 5 together. You get a sus4 chord. I like playing sus4 chords. They're sweet sounding chords, right? So apply this type of thinking to your harmony. Learn about the thirds, learn up and down your fretboard or your keyboard or your vocal range, and move between thirds and in and out of thirds and combine thirds, and you'll really have the foundation of music pretty much licked, right? And you'll understand how to build all types of chords, right? So be harmonious, chime with the harmony. Jeff Yenser, CreativeMusicGenius.com. Thanks for watching.